Hi, welcome to workshop number 4, Healing and Peace. My name is Beth Gear, and in the previous workshop number 3 on forgiveness, we learned about our superhero power, which is our power to forgive the illusion of this world and the illusion of separation from one another and from God, and return our minds to the state of peace in which God created us, which is a state of total love and total peace. Currently, everything separate, everything outside of us that we see around us with our bodily eyes represents our choice to separate from God. It was a choice that He allowed because He allows us whatever we want, and but with that choice, we didn't realize that we were going to suffer. We didn't know that. No more than you can explain how hot a fire is to a child until they touch it. Once you touch fire, you know how hot it is. Once we separated, we knew exactly how discomforting and painful that really was. Now we want to return to that state of peace. However, we don't know where to look for it. What does it mean to even be in a state of total peace? We really have no idea. Our minds are rarely thinking about anything but this world. And this world is the opposite of peace. And so a clue to what total peace is lies in lesson 200 from A Course in Miracles, which is what these lessons are all based on. I'm going to do a total of 12 workshops based on this book, A Course in Miracles. If you haven't read it, check it out. You don't have to. You can still benefit without knowing anything about that book, and that's fine. But I'm going to teach you from it. And this hypnosis session and or meditation, whatever you want to call it, is based on the teachings of peace from A Course in Miracles. And it is intended to bring us home, our true home. The lesson from the Course in Miracles that teaches what peace is lesson 200. It states, there is no peace except the peace of God. This is the final point to which each one must come at last, to lay aside all hope of finding happiness where there is none, of being saved by what can only hurt, of making peace of chaos, joy of pain, and heaven out of hell. Forgive yourself for vain imaginings, and seek no longer what you cannot find. Come home. This world is not where you belong. You are a stranger here. There is no peace except the peace of God, because He has one Son who cannot make a world in opposition to God's will and to His own, which is the same as His. Peace is the bridge that everyone will cross to leave this world behind. For peace is union, if it be of God, and we seek no further. We are close to home and draw still nearer every time we think to ourselves, there is no peace but the peace of God. And I'm glad and thankful it is so. So, according to that lesson, peace is union if it be of God. And there we have it. God's peace is the experience of total union with all living things as He created him. We are one Son. We are one living entity, interconnected. But because of the separation, we experience each other as separate bodies, separate minds, separate lives, separate individuals. We have our own thoughts in our own world, and everyone has their own thoughts in their own world. And we have no idea what anyone else is thinking. We think our thoughts are separate. We can't see anyone's perspective on the world except our own. But imagine if your mind had opened enough that you could not only understand your perspective, but everyone else's. That would bring total peace, because you could see everything you're doing to everyone else, and they could see everything they're doing to you, and we would stop. We would be at peace. It would be the experience of our one self. Now, this state is called living in a state of grace. For me, grace is an abstract thought. I didn't really know what it was. It took me a little bit to figure it out, that grace is actually an aspect of the love of God. and he sees us all as one. He knows we're individuals. He knows we have individual personalities, but he loves us as one son. So, grace is the natural state of every son of God. We are individually sons of his, and we are collectively one son. We are everything and one thing all at once. And when we are not in a state of grace, we are out of our natural environment, and we do not function well. Everything we do becomes a strain. And I know you've felt that in your life, that everything is like going uphill. And because we were not created for the environment we made, we cannot adapt to it, nor can we adapt it to us. This world will never conform to the level of happiness that we're looking for. So, we need to stop denying ourselves this love. And God's plan for us is to return to a state of grace. And grace is the aspect of the love of God. And the ego knows that deep down inside we want to go home. So it has a plan for our happiness. The ego's plan and the Holy Spirit's plan are completely opposite. And there are only two plans for happiness, just those two. The ego's plan for us is to search the world over for happiness. We are to look in every place, every person and object we can possibly think of. The ego says to us, if this person treated me different, if I could live in this place or be at a certain level of success or have a certain amount of money, then I'd be happy. The ego wants us to believe that if external circumstances were different, we would be happy. According to the ego's plan, we are to demand changes in everyone and everything outside of ourselves. Now, there's a problem. Because if everyone is following this plan for happiness at the same time, if everyone is demanding that people around them behave a certain way and that their circumstances conform to specific ideals for happiness, you can imagine what this manifests. Chaos and unhappiness rule our experience. The exact opposite of peace manifests for everyone. We all pull against one another in conflict and end up feeling like miserable failures at everything. Because of this, no one ends up being happy for any length of time. Through the ego's plan, we are each following a different plan for happiness in which some must lose in order for others to win. Each of our individual plans for happiness conflicts and steals from everyone else's. Well, thankfully, the Holy Spirit has a completely different plan for our happiness and peace. It is this. Rather than seeking to change the unlimited number of things outside yourself over which you have no control anyway, why not change one simple thing? Change where you're looking for happiness. Why not look within and realize nothing outside of you can bring you the eternal happiness you seek? Now, when I first came across this in A Course in Miracles, I got depressed for about 3 months because I thought, why bother with anything? Why bother riding my horses? Why bother playing? I play several instruments. I enjoy music. I enjoy writing. I enjoy a lot of things. And I thought, why bother? It's all for nothing. The Course says, do not despair over this. This shift in thinking is where many become depressed and hopeless. Move past the thought that everything outside of you is pointless and embrace a new thought that we already have and are everything. This is the one thing we haven't considered because we've been following the ego's plan for happiness. God's plan is found within us, and within us is where our full release from suffering lies. Our freedom, joy, and happiness lie in the idea that there is nothing outside you that you really need at all. You may disagree but I still don't have enough money, or I still don't have a baby, or I'm still not married, or I'm still not this or that. Everybody has their goals. And we're lucky if we get even less than half of them, or some never get anything that they want. That doesn't seem to work to just look within for inner peace. But if you look at it from the perspective of everything you think you need is geared towards the body, and the body is not who you are. The body has an endless list of needs. And if you didn't have a body, you wouldn't need anything. You'd be at peace and in spirit. So the only way to find peace while we're here in this body and living in this world of separation is to forgive it and let it go. So the ego would have us seek and never find. So we need to stop listening to the ego's long list of reasons why we are not happy, why we are not at peace. There is only one reason, and that's because we're seeking for it where we will never find it. So we must still our thoughts about the world, forgive it its failures, and move into the light within. There is where our peace and happiness abide. We need do nothing else. When the ego is silent, we feel happy. It's a relief to silence that ego, and I tell you, as a pharmacist, I see how many medications people take to quiet their ego, to cease and still their thoughts. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, pain pills. It's an endless number. I'd say over half the prescriptions filled are to help people's minds be at peace because they're experiencing some level of discomfort and pain. And it is all an effort to quiet down that ego from convincing them that they're a body. And when the ego is silent, we are happy, and instead of chaos, we experience peace. In essence, we need to stop thinking about the world, and we'll feel at peace. So the next question then is, do we need to give up every worldly pursuit and material gain? Does the Holy Spirit expect us to reject the world and live like destitute people who own nothing? Here's the beautiful part. No, not at all. Just the opposite, in fact. In fact, we're asked to make absolutely no sacrifices. For to sacrifice or give up something is to give it power in the opposite way of attachment. If we think we have to give something up in order to be happy, we're giving the something importance and reality. The illusion is made real by two ways, either by according it the power of need or the power of feeling like we should do without it. Neither of these things is what the Holy Spirit wants us to do. All that is being asked of us is to give up our attachments to the world. It isn't that we need to get rid of everything in sight, but rather give up our obsessive thoughts about everything in sight. Stop thinking about the world. Stop thinking about all its endless problems and conflicts. Our time is wasted in trying to resolve them because what happens in dreams is never resolved. And we know this even from our own sleeping dreams. And when we wake up from them, we only wake up to yet another dream. So we can escape these dreams altogether through looking at the world through the eyes of this new state of emotional freedom. You can really start to enjoy life once you have let go of your attachment to outcomes. Now, at last, you can enjoy everything you see because you know the truth of your reality. This isn't your home. None of this is real. And in truth, our reality is as spirit at home in God. And there is no reason to live dispiritedly any longer. Enjoy this reality, but do not actually attach yourself to any of it. So you could see peace instead of this world. So there are only two ways of seeing the world. That is through the ego or the Holy Spirit. So how do you tell which is which? Well, let me get to that here. I have it. Everything that is eternal is of the Holy Spirit. Everything that ends in time is of the ego. And also anything that gives you any sort of discomfort, anxiety, depression, or sadness, you're thinking about the world, you're thinking through your ego. And once you catch yourself thinking through the ego, all you have to do is acknowledge it. And that's your offering to the Holy Spirit to transform your thoughts. And a phenomenon, a magical transformation will take place. You will feel peace. You will feel happiness. You will have stopped thinking about the world. This may happen instantly. I've had it happen instantaneously. The second I remember I don't want conflict, I want peace, and let go of my thought that was giving me anxiety or sadness, it's like it just poof went away. And sometimes it took days, sometimes weeks. Some things are harder to let go of than others. Just keep offering it up. He'll take care of it. Don't even worry about it. Don't punish yourself. Don't feel like a failure if you have recurring negative thoughts. In time, they will all go away. They will cease. And what happens when your thoughts cease to be about the world? Well, you bring in a new reality. It's called heaven. Some call it the second coming. When enough of us are thinking like this, we manifest a new reality. Not the reality of time that we currently see, but a reality of eternal happiness and peace, which is the reality God created for us, that we are refusing to accept through our thoughts of conflict. So, nothing we see around us is as it is in truth. We do not know what anything means. We don't know how to respond to the world, and we should not use our past thoughts about it to guide us now. We need to forgive everything. And do not attempt to teach yourself what you do not know, because you have an inner guide within you who, when you give your negative thoughts over to him, will reinterpret the world for you. And he will take his rightful place in your awareness the instant you abandon your ego thoughts and offer them to him. So, the way to abandon the ego thoughts is to still your thoughts about the world, your conflicts, your grievances, and you clear off your mirror. And what's reflected back to you will be a new reality. You will suddenly have abundance in your life in every aspect. Whatever you need, it will be taken care of. And that is how you start living the life that you really desire, is by letting go of your attachment to what you think you should have in order to be happy. The Course states, if you want peace, you must abandon the teacher of attack. Abandon the ego thoughts. Make way for peace, and it will come. For understanding is in you, and from it, peace must come. Leave room for him, and you will find yourself so filled with power that nothing will prevail against your peace. And this will be the very test by which you recognize that you have understood. You will experience the peace you're seeking for. And that's the purpose of my hypnosis or meditation scripts, is to help your mind go into that state of peace. And the more often you repeat these sessions, the more readily your mind will go into that state of peace until you're able to live that way on a daily basis. We train our minds through practice. So let me move this down. I'm going to get my hypnosis script up here. Get to the beginning. So, okay, this is hypnosis script number 4. So get comfortable, get your headphones in, make a peaceful environment for yourself so you're not disturbed or interrupted as best you can. Try not to get so comfortable you fall asleep. That happens quite often. And let's move into a beautiful place within. I've set up the introduction. We're going to be starting from a floral garden. Each of these scripts is different. We go in through a different beautiful place in nature. These are places that I carry within me. And so I've written it down and I love to share it with you this way. And we'll be letting go of grievances with other people in this particular hypnosis script. So, hypnosis script 4, Floral Garden. It's adapted from A Course in Miracles, workbook lesson 46, God is the love in which I forgive. So, to start, I would like you to close your eyes and get comfortable. We will begin with a breathing exercise intended to help you relax. Bring your mind into the present moment, focusing only on the here and now. We will breathe in to the slow count of 3, hold for the count of 3, and then exhale for 3 counts. And we will do this 3 times. So, let's begin. Breathe in now, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. And exhale, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, 2, 3, and hold for 2, 3, and slowly exhale now. 1, 2, 3. One last time. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now we have begun the relaxation process. I want you to notice how you feel a sense of privacy and comfort as you allow the sound of my voice to soothe your mind and body while I speak slowly and softly. Your body is becoming very relaxed, and you feel as though everything about you is slowing down. With each word I speak, you are feeling more and more relaxed. You are moving into a state of total peace. Moment by moment, breath by breath, your mind is becoming clear, calm, and quiet. As your mind clears, you relax more deeply as I continue to speak. At this time, I want you to notice that you are lying on your back in soft green grass. The sun is shining and you can feel its warm touch on your closed eyelids. The smells of lilac and roses gently waft to you on a fresh, warm breeze as you enjoy this quiet time in the grass. You are surrounded by an ornate, peaceful flower garden. You can hear a water fountain nearby, gently bubbling away, and birds are singing beautifully in the decorative bushes that dot this serene place. Next, I want you to notice how the sun is shining directly onto your body. Feel the warmth of its golden rays on your skin. Feel its gentle touch on your head, allowing you to let go of any excess tension in your scalp. All your thoughts seem to quiet down now as you concentrate your attention on the sun's warmth melting down from the top of your head, spreading to your face, your cheeks, your ears, and around your jaw. Your whole face feels warm with its radiant light. The sun's warmth now caresses your neck and warms your throat, allowing you to relax even deeper. It feels as though hundreds of tiny fingers of light are massaging your shoulders and upper back as you relax. Waves of warmth and relaxation cascade down, down your arms and out through your fingers. Take a deep breath in now and slowly exhale, becoming aware of this relaxing feeling traveling slowly down, filling your chest. Now a feeling of deep peace and tranquility fills your entire stomach area. Next, mentally scan your hips and upper legs and let any anxiety and tension there be gently washed away by this stream of light. Become aware of it washing down your legs in a beautiful glow of golden light. The light is flooding your body now, and you feel so relaxed. Even your feet and toes feel warm and comfortable. You are totally warm and comfortable now. Very good. Now that your body feels relaxed and your mind is able to focus perfectly, you notice that the grass forms a path that leads through the garden. There are a wide variety of flowers, bushes, and trees intermingled along the way, as well as several small pools of water filled with brightly colored fish and lily pads. You would like to know where this path goes, and so you decide to get up and follow it. The lush green grass feels soft against your bare feet, and the air is warm and comfortable. The birds continue to sing, and the scent of flowers soothes your mind. bringing you a deep sense of peace and joy. Everything around you looks enchanting, peaceful, and comfortable as you move along this relaxing path. The farther down the path you go, the more relaxed you feel. You feel so good walking down this path. You are totally comfortable and safe, traveling in the peaceful serenity and beauty of this place. You know you are going somewhere really, really good. As you move along this grassy path, you come to a small wooden bridge that spans a quiet stream. You decide to cross it. At the opposite end of this bridge is a gigantic weeping willow tree. Its branches look inviting, and you would like to go beneath them. This is your willow tree, the sentinel who guards your inner world. You are at home here and are familiar with this place. It is the doorway to your true home, your sacred inner space. You are safe and at peace here and now, under the watch care of your magnificent willow tree. You decide to go beneath the willow branches now. You feel its soft leaves caress your face as you easily part your way through them. Once inside, you notice a light shining through the leaves on the opposite side, just past the thick trunk of the tree. You decide to go towards this light and find out where it's coming from. You part the thin branches of the willow once again and come out on the other side. You are standing on a cliff, and everything below you is shrouded in clouds and mist. You notice that there is a staircase of clouds descending downward. In a moment, you will travel safely down, one cloud at a time, descending deeper into the depths of your inner mind. By the time you reach the 10th cloud, you will have arrived at your most sacred inner space. We will begin the process of descent now. 1. You quietly step down onto the first cloud safely and without fear. It easily supports your full weight. You may stand, sit, or lie on it in any way you feel comfortable as it begins to gently drift down towards the next cloud below it. 2. You gently feel yourself drift down to the next cloud and move onto it in the fashion that feels most comfortable to you. It feels soft and safe as you gently descend further. 3. You move on to the next cloud however it pleases you, each cloud taking you deeper down now, as you drift on to the next. 4. Moving on to this cloud, quietly drifting deeper down into your subconscious. 5. Drifting down to the next cloud and moving on to it, farther down and farther inward. 6. Still gently floating down, you slide down to the next cloud. 7. Peacefully now, you come to the next cloud and drift further downward. 8. These clouds are yours, and you feel so comfortable riding each one downward. 9. You've almost floated to the bottom now. The grassy ground is coming into view. 10. You're just a couple of feet off the ground now, and this last cloud brings you safely and gently down to the grass, where you stand in peaceful silence. You see nothing but fog all around you. This does not distress you. We will begin moving through it in a moment. For now, you are safe and calm. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Good. You are now standing in the sacred inner space that lies deep within yourself. It is in this space that your holy light resides. We have only to move through the fog to find it. The fog represents your resistance to seeing, hearing, and knowing the light within you, and so we must move past it. The fog is produced by the barriers you are holding against knowing the truth about yourself. It blocks your inner eyes from seeing, so we must move past all that causes you fear, pain, and guilt in order to know and experience your light within. We must use the love of God within us to forgive all that is not real about our true selves in order to see what the fog obscures. Forgiveness is your greatest need, but only because you live in a world of illusions. It is only the illusions about yourself you are going to forgive. It is through letting go of everything about yourself that is not true that you're finally able to be released from all forms of pain and suffering in your life. You will not do this by yourself. You will use the power of God's love to forgive, and in this way you will find total peace. Begin this process by thinking of anyone, including yourself, against whom you may have a grievance. Think of all the people who have ever caused you pain, whether you caused it in them and feel guilty for it, or they caused it in you. Think of those who, when their face or name comes to mind, you feel some form of discomfort. Even if it's just a small twinge of guilt or sadness, it does not matter. It does not matter how much you have not forgiven them or yourself. You have forgiven entirely or not at all. I will give you a moment to search your mind for these people now. Very good. You should have had little or no difficulty in finding people you have not forgiven. It is a safe rule that anyone you do not like is someone you have not forgiven. Now, I want you to pick an individual. Hold one of them in your mind and say to yourself, God is the love in which I forgive you. The purpose of this exercise is to put you in a position to forgive yourself for seeing them in an unloving way. It is you who must change in order to find peace. You must change how you see them. So in truth, you are actually forgiving yourself for seeing them unlovingly. Do not concern yourself with wrongdoings and accusations. We are letting all that go. We are simply here to forgive ourselves all the time we've wasted on blame and grudges instead of peace and forgiveness. Nothing is a bigger waste of our time and peace of mind than rehashing the past and refusing to let it go. You are no longer held hostage by the ego's desire to ruin your peace by dwelling on the past. Now, we will repeat this process with as many people as we can think of. Simply bring each one to mind and say, God is the love in which I forgive you. God is the love in which I forgive you. I will give you a moment to do this within your mind now. Very good. You will remember this exercise each time you experience any form of discomfort in relation to another person. All discomfort stems from your own lack of forgiveness towards them. You are seeing them as a fallible body capable of wrongdoing and harm. This is not true about anyone, including yourself. You are made from the love of God and have not changed from that just because you see yourself as a body. We're trying to change your self-perception through changing how you see others. If they are not bodies, then neither are you. Therein lies your peace. It is common sense that inner peace is impossible while you retain any outer thought of attack towards anyone else. It is crucial to your peace to learn that no one is a body. If we are not bodies, then nothing we've done to one another has had any real effect on us. We remain unharmed. We're still standing. We remain as God created us, which is loving, whole, innocent and complete unto our one self. In truth, there is nothing to forgive. And now that you've cleared away the barriers to your peace through forgiving all those whom have caused you pain and suffering, it is time to move into the eternal light within you. This is where your true self resides. Under all the senseless accusations you've held against yourself and others lies the truth of who you are and the light of your Creator. This light is within you and nowhere else. It cannot be found outside of you. It cannot be experienced through punishing others for wrongdoing or holding anyone guilty of harm. You have released everyone through forgiveness, and so now you have released yourself from the prison of this illusion as well. It will be an easy and natural process to find your inner light. So now, I would like you to move forward through the fog within your mind. You notice it has grown much thinner. It parts before you easily as you make your way inward. And now you see a great light coming into view. Its brilliance radiates love, peace, and joy. It is a cleansing light, and it loves you very much. You have come such a long way to find it, and it welcomes you with warmth and relief at your homecoming. You reach for it, and it reaches for you. Allow yourself to become encased in the loving glow of total love and peace. Bask in it. Be healed in it. Know that the circle of light that surrounds you now is the only place you want to be. Nothing in the world outside you will ever bring you the sense of safety, satisfaction, or loving peace that this light can give you. There is nothing you need but this experience of the love of God. The world outside of you and all the things it contains will one day pass away, but not this light. This light is eternal. It will never cease to shine on you or fade away. It is always here within you, waiting for your return from the illusion. Rest here now, basking in the silence and peace of the light of your Creator as it envelops you. I will give you a moment to be in this sacred space. Very good. I would like you to take special note of how good you feel. You will remember this state of peace and happiness even after you awaken from this meditation. This is a feeling and a place you carry within you always, and it can never be lost, destroyed, or taken from you. It is an eternal place, and this is where your real self abides at home in God. It is a sacred place of healing for you. Whenever the world outside of you threatens to take your peace away, remember to come here immediately. Your peace will be restored the second you remember the truth about yourself and everyone else. We are joined together in the holy light and love of God, and nothing else about us is true. Forgive yourself for seeing the world outside of you and move within. There is a deep peace and a great healing in letting go of the idea we are bodies. We are love. We are light. Nothing has happened to us but a dream of suffering and separation. Why hold on to it a second longer? It does us no good to dwell on the past. Peace is always found now, here in the present moment of forgiveness. You forgive by immediately dropping all thoughts that hurt and move into the light within you. The light is the only part of you that is true about you. Truth will never fail to shine darkness away, and dark thoughts always hurt. Shine them away the instant you perceive them, and in time you will cease to have them altogether. Your body will respond to your thoughts of light, and it will heal as you command it with the healing thoughts of love. How long this takes is up to you. Decide for peace now, and you will have a body at peace. Decide for peace now, and you will have relationships at peace. Decide for peace now, and you will have a mind at peace. Peace moves your mind out of the dark and into the light. Now, without losing any of the peace and happiness you are feeling right now, we will begin the reawakening process. You will clearly and vividly remember everything you experienced, heard, or felt during your time within. You will awaken as I count to 5. When I reach the number 5, you will become fully alert and wide awake. 1. You are beginning to feel more awake. You feel the weight of your body, your feet, your legs, your arms, your torso, your head. 2. Now you are becoming more aware of your surroundings, feeling satisfied, safe, and comfortable. 3. You are looking forward to the profound positive results from this deeply healing hypnosis session. 4. Feeling absolutely happy and wonderful and more awake. 5. Now you are wide awake and fully alert. Open your eyes and be present. And welcome back. This workshop is not the full workshop that I present live out of my home. That whole thing is usually about 2 hours, but for the sake of brevity and the online YouTube experience of just getting right to the hypnosis part and enjoying that aspect, I just abbreviated the beginning. But if you'd like my full notes, you can contact me. Probably the best way would be my Facebook page, which is Beth Geer Author, and it's Beth Geer, Geer, Author. And there you'll find a whole bunch of information about myself, my book that I've written, Awakening to One Love, that I'm still waiting to have published, along with a deck of daily inspiration cards that I've produced in partnership with artist Kenneth Laugen, and you can view his art at his website, kennethlaugen.com, and you can view some of the sample cards under the Projects tab. And also, have a wonderful day, and keep rewatching these. Every time you do them, your mind will become more and more used to being in a state of peace. Be blessed. I send my love, and thank you.